after some minor adjustments in Russia's special military operation in Ukraine. Recently, Russia announced the withdrawal of its troops from areas north of the capital, Kyiv, to focus on the eastern and southern regions of Ukraine. To date, Russia has controlled eastern regions such as Donbass and many coastal areas, including Kherson. These provinces were just mentioned in my very detailed video analysis on economic geography. If you haven't seen it yet, you can find that video to watch. Currently, only the Odessa region remains under the control of the Ukrainian government. Video, to better understand the position and importance of this province for Ukraine. Odessa is a major city directly under the central government, located in the southwestern region of Ukraine. This region has an area of 33,310 square kilometers, accounting for 5.5% of Ukraine's territory and equivalent to the area of its neighbor, Moldova. To the north and east, Odessa borders Vinnytsia, Kirovohrad, and Mykolaiv provinces. To the south, it borders Romania. To the west, Odessa province shares a 1,200 kilometers long border with Moldova. The land strip directly adjacent to this country's breakaway region of Transnistria is an area that was historically associated with Soviet Odessa prior to 1940. Odessa is situated on a flat terrain, stretching out towards the Black Sea with a coastline that extends for 300 kilometers. With numerous small bays deeply indented into the mainland, Odessa is home to some of Ukraine's most important seaports. The Odessa region is one of Ukraine's earliest cradles of civilization, dating back to the time when the ancient Greeks settled on the Black Sea coast and established settlements here from the 5th to the 3rd century BC. But it was not until the 18th century, when the Russian Empire dismantled the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth in the northern territories of what is now Ukraine and defeated the Ottoman Empire. The Wu forces were controlling the southern part of Kodaina's territory, while the Odessa region had just then come under Russian control. And only as part of Russia can the Odessa region achieve true, great development. In 1874, the city of Odessa was founded by decree of the Russian Empress Catherine II. Since then, Odessa has grown tremendously, becoming the Russian Empire's vital warm water port on the Black Sea. By the 19th century, after nearly 100 years of formation and development, Odessa had risen to become the 4th largest city in the Russian Empire. After Moscow and the Tabor court of the Grand Duchy of Vasava, Kindo-Vasava was a major administrative center of the Russian Empire. Southern capital. During the Soviet era, Odessa remained a vital commercial seaport and an extremely important naval base. Also during this period, in 1937, the Supreme Soviet government separated the lowland territory of Odessa to establish Mykolaiv province. During World War II, the entire city of Odessa was occupied by the Romanian army from October 1941 until August 26, 1944. During the war, 80% of the total 210,000 Jewish people in Odessa perished. After the war, the majority of Odessa's Jewish population became the core force of the Zionist movement. With the establishment of the State of Israel, by 1954, the boundaries of Odessa had been expanded following the annexation of Izabel province. By 1991, when the Soviet Union dissolved, over 85% of the votes in Odessa were in support of the Ukrainian Declaration of Independence. And to this day, Odessa remains one of Ukraine's administrative units. East European Plain. Most of the territory of the Odessa region lies within the Black Sea lowland. This military operation took place across a vast area in southern Ukraine and Moldova, within the Eastern European region. This low-lying area is quite flat and has a gentle slope that gradually descends toward the south, where it borders the Black Sea. Topographically, the Odessa region is predominantly flat, with only a small hilly area in the north where elevations range from 130 meters to 300 meters. However, this area brings together many small forests with quite diverse vegetation, including species such as oak, ash, spruce, maple, and pine, along with several other rare animals such as the golden eagle, white-tailed eagle, spotted ground squirrel, and muskrat. The majority of the remaining area consists of relatively flat steppe terrain. The terrain of Odessa is quite heavily dissected by valleys and ravines. The coastal area is intersected by estuaries and bays. The river network of Odessa province is extensive, with approximately 200 rivers longer than 10 kilometers. Among them, Odessa is precisely the lower basin of two major rivers, the Danube and the Dniester. These two rivers flow in a west-east direction, cutting across the territory of Odessa before emptying into the Black Sea. Located at the lower reaches of two major rivers, Odessa is home to a diverse range of fish species, notably including carp, bream, zander, and tench. Odessa's climate is quite mild, characterized by a blend of subtropical and temperate continental influences. In winter, the temperature ranges from 0 to 4 degrees Celsius. It's not too cold, a light jacket is enough to keep you warm. The summer is quite hot and humid, with temperatures ranging from 21 to 23 degrees Celsius. Autumn and spring have cool and very pleasant weather. The region's total annual rainfall ranges from 340 to 470 millimeters and is primarily concentrated in the summer. This region holds strategic economic importance for Ukraine. Odessa is one of Ukraine's most developed regions. The population of this province in 2011 was 2,368,000 people, accounting for approximately 6% of Ukraine's total population. Of these, Ukrainians accounted for 62.8%, followed by Russians at 20.7% and Bulgarians at 10.1%. The remaining ethnic groups are primarily Romanians and Moldovans. The majority of people here can speak both Russian and Ukrainian, and approximately 85% of the population follows Eastern Orthodoxy. In 2021, Odessa's GRDP reached $7.13 billion United States dollars, equivalent to a per capita income of $3,011 United States dollars. Odessa's land resources are its most valuable asset, renowned for their fertility. Therefore, intensive agriculture plays a crucial role and is the cornerstone of the Odessa countryside. Specialized cultivation areas for key crops. The main crops are cereals, vegetables, corn, and grapes. And raising livestock, such as pigs, cattle, sheep, and poultry for products like meat, eggs, milk, and wool. Odessa province is also one of the most highly developed industrial regions, and plays a key role in the economic structure of Ukraine as well as the southern economic region. Before the conflict, the Odessa region was home to more than 400 large-scale industrial enterprises, including industries such as oil refining, mechanical engineering, metallurgy, metal product manufacturing, and the chemical industry. Sadness and light industry. Currently, the Odessa region is divided into 26 administrative units. The capital of the region is the city of Odessa, which is also the namesake for the entire region. This city is hailed as the Pearl of the East Sea and serves as the administrative center for the entire region, and is one of the largest cities in Ukraine. Odessa covers an area of approximately 236.9 square kilometers and has a population of over 1 million people. During the Great Patriotic War of the people of Hienso, the military and civilians of the city of Odessa fought resolutely alongside the Red Army forces. They fought with immense bravery against the German fascist army and proceeded to liberate the city. On April 10, 1944, and May 1, 1945, the Supreme Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Hienso was Iosif Vissarionovich Stalin. Odessa was officially awarded the title of Hero City on May 8, 1965, by decree of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet of the USSR. The city of Odessa was awarded the Order of the Red Banner and the Order of Lenin, thanks to achievements in economic development and construction. Currently, located on the northwest shore, on a flat, elevated strip of land overlooking the Black Sea. The city of Odessa is the most important seaport for the Odessa region in particular and for all of Ukraine in general. This is a transport hub, an extremely important traffic nexus not only for Ukraine but also for its neighboring countries. These wharves are capable of accommodating cargo ships with a deadweight tonnage of up to 100,000 tons and passenger ships with a length of up to 280 meters. In Ukraine alone, prior to the military conflict, approximately 70% of the country's import and export goods were transported by sea. Of that, approximately 65% of the cargo volume is processed at the port of Odessa. Not only does it possess a strategic position as a key economic port, Odessa is currently the most crucial military port for the Ukrainian Navy and also held significant importance during the eras of the Russian Empire and the Soviet Union. Not only does it have a seaport, Odessa has also developed a network of roads, railways, and inland waterways, connecting it to most provinces of Ukraine and neighboring countries. Therefore, this city serves as the main maritime gateway, receiving and transporting passengers, as well as importing and exporting goods for Ukraine, Moldova, and parts of Belarus. In addition, Odessa has developed a large-scale oil refinery system and a natural gas pipeline network, making it a crucial energy hub for Ukraine. Not only is Odessa the industrial and transportation hub of Ukraine, it is also an ideal tourist destination that attracts visitors from all over the world. Odessa is the second most popular destination for foreign tourists, after only the capital city of Kyiv. It boasts a rich history and a unique beauty, born from a blend of Mediterranean culture with the distinct characteristics of Russian and Ukrainian heritage. Due to its significantly warmer climate compared to other regions of Ukraine, resort tourism in Odessa is highly developed. Beaches and estuaries are sources of therapeutic mud and saltwater with very high medicinal value. Therefore, the Odessa region was early on chosen by the nobility of the Russian Empire era as a resort destination, a tradition later continued by well-off families during the Soviet period. To this day, Odessa remains the premier destination for this type of tourism. In coastal areas such as Lemontovsky, Luzhanovka, and Chernovoka, there are many similar therapeutic resorts. These places attract large numbers of tourists from all over the world who come to visit and experience them. More than just a resort, Odessa is also renowned for its many unique architectural works, notably the Odessa Historic Center, the city's central old quarter. This place still preserves numerous valuable architectural works and houses, notably including the Russo House, the Wall House, the Odessa Opera House, Bonnet Odessa, and the Potoki Palace. Odessa has always identified tourism as a key economic sector for the city. Therefore, major attractions like Shevchenko Park, the Longerin Museum, and Potemkin Square, home to the famous Richelieu Steps, which are over 20 meters wide and consist of hundreds of steps, are consistently given high priority. Pushkin Avenue or the Maxim Gorky Library is always solemnly decorated, ready to attract and capture the footsteps of visiting tourists. Odessa was a frequent haunt of the great poet Pushkin and the place where he composed his immortal verses. Here, all the clamorous sounds fall silent, and I can only hear the song of the Black Sea. Beyond Pushkin, the ancient city of Odessa also welcomed many other distinguished figures, such as the French writer Honoré de Balzac, the American author Mark Twain, and the Russian composer Dmitri Shostakovich. All of them were once celebrated visitors to this land, Odessa, Ukraine's strategic lifeline. Before 2014, along with Donetsk, Luhansk, and several other major cities, Odessa was one of the epicenters of a powerful secessionist movement that sought to break away from Ukraine in protest against the pro-Western government at the time. However, unlike Donbass, the separatist movement in Odessa was crushed shortly after the bloody clashes between pro-Russian forces and Ukrainian right-wing nationalists. Therefore, for the past 8 years, Russia has consistently accused Ukraine of harboring far-right nationalist groups. Republic and the Luhansk people. Russian President Vladimir Putin vowed to track down those behind the violence against Russian speakers in Odessa and hold them accountable for this crime. On April 3, Ukraine reported that Russia had conducted an airstrike on targets in the port city of Odessa. According to Britannica, Odessa is not only a bustling port city but also possesses an extremely important strategic position. Since Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014, the Ukrainian Navy was forced to relocate its main base to Odessa. This development occurred after the Russian takeover, which compelled Ukrainian naval vessels to abandon the port of Sevastopol. The Russian military recently claimed that the Ukrainian Navy has been completely destroyed. However, this can only continue if Odessa remains outside the control of Russian forces. In addition, controlling Odessa would allow Russia to establish a corridor along Ukraine's coastline. This region also serves as a vital land bridge within the corridor from Russian territory, through the Donbass and the Crimean Peninsula, to Kherson, a region of Moldova where Russia is stationing troops. If this situation occurs, Ukraine's maritime access will be completely blockaded. The northern area, where Russian forces are currently operating, is now under their control, while the